Good morning. Let's open the kiln. Hi guys, it's Andrea from Ruby Ceramics. I just want to say before this that I do show you all my glaze combinations at the end of this with a close-up of the pieces. I think I managed to get everything. I may have forgotten one or two small things, but I think I got everything. So if you keep watching to the end, you can see everything that I made a close-up with glaze combinations. Just wanted to let you know because I don't mention that till halfway through the video, so now you know to stick around. Thanks and enjoy this kiln unload. So this was the glaze firing. So I got lots of glaze things in here. What's the temperature right now? It's 88 degrees Celsius. So it might be a little warm to touch, but it should be okay. I let it cool overnight. I didn't take a peek last night or even this morning. So it'll be fresh to my eyes as it will be to yours. So some of the pieces on the top here are refire because I had a glaze firing and nearly nothing came out properly. I had a bit of a problem. The problem was that I got sand in the kiln somehow. Well, I know exactly how. Basically here, in the UK, we use silica sand to put under the pots. I know in other parts of the world you use, I think, aluminum hydrate, like a powdery kind of material. We just use that sand to put under pots to help them to have a little bit of momentum, shall we say, when they are quite large and flat and you don't want them to warp from getting stuck to the kiln shelf. And with mine, I didn't realize I had sprinkled it a bit vigorously and got it into some pots, which meant that some of my pieces had lumps and bumps where they shouldn't have lumps and bumps when they came out of the last glaze firing. So I had to sand all those down and put them in. So we'll see how those come out. Oh, hello, sweetie. Sorry, I got distracted by the dog. She came to say hi to me. Yeah, so I had to get rid of I had to sand down the bumps in those pieces, reglaze a little bit in spots. I'm hoping putting transparent will have covered most of them. A couple of colors didn't work out, so I reglazed them. But I'll talk to you as we get through them. Lots of new pieces, lots of little pieces, but they should be pretty, so it should be a nice colorful kiln. So let's take a look. We ready? And woo! Okay. It's looking good. It's looking good from first star. So we'll start with some reglazes. And they didn't come out so great. So these were just little soap dishes, and they had been just this frost blue from Mako. And because I had a pattern down, I thought that it would look better if I put something on top. So I put a little bit of cobalt wash. And you can see the cobalt wash, right? That darker blue is the cobalt wash, but you can also see here in the corners where I put down a little bit of transparent glaze to try and cover some pinholes. And now that bit is quite a bit shinier, so it makes this blue bit not look as good, or this bit look worse. Either way, it's not consistent. So these might get another refire with transparent glaze over the bottom, just so that it all looks the same. I'm not sure it'll look better or worse, but at least it'll be consistent, because right now I can't do anything with that. I mean, I can use it, but I'm trying to build up some pieces to sell at the local craft shop, and that's not good enough. Let's take a look at the other one. Okay, the other one didn't have pinholes to the same extent, so I didn't put glaze on it. Maybe in one spot, like here, I did, but otherwise, that's okay. You can just see a little faint hint of blue. I think it looks okay. I think it does highlight the texture. I'll show you all of these better, in better lighting than the fluorescent in here later. Okay, so what do we have now? Oh, these little butterflies. Oh geez, did they stick? Fortunately, I put them on a cookie. Oh, they're coming off fairly easy. Good. Okay. So these were some little butterflies I made. You can see that here, I'll put one on my finger. They sit like that. They do sit flat. You saw them sitting there. And then they got This was a lot of just wiping my brushes off from bigger pieces I did. So I don't have exactly what I put on these ones. This one I can tell you is Bott's Carnelian Yellow. That one I know. That's quite a pretty yellow. There was a little bit of texture. I was trying to see if it came through, and I don't think you can see much of it, but it's a small, well, I guess there along the edge. It's definitely different. We'll see. We'll think about that. So sorry I don't have the glazes for that, but I do have the glazes for other things. Oh, one more little butterfly. Oh, this one. Sort of a three-tone one. It's cute. Yeah, they're very cute. And okay, this was a new piece. Just a little tea light. I tried this, and this is with Mako's alabaster glaze. It came out quite nicely. It was quite thick when I put it on, and these are small holes, so I did have to, after it dried, just go through and, like, with my pin tool, make the holes bigger, and that definitely stayed small. So this glaze is quite stable. It didn't drip down or anything, so those holes stayed small, but I think that's fine because it stayed consistently small. It didn't make a teardrop shape or anything. If these don't look round, that's only because of the way the light's catching them. They are very round, most of these holes. It's nice. It's sort of not a glossy glaze, but it's matte, but it has a bit of a sheen to it, which is what I like. I fired the kiln to 5, a fast cone 5, and had a 10-minute hold, but that in my kiln equals a good cone 6, and so it's not dry. It's got a little bit of a sheen. You can see it there in the center, and yeah, I like it. It's a brand new glaze for me. All right, this was a bigger candle light, tea light holder, so that has the alabaster on the bottom, and then this was Mako's sapphire on the top. Did I put a little? I did put some flux on here, and I'm just trying to decide if I put flux at the top. I know I put flux here to try and get it to move. And it's interesting. I'm not sure I like here where there's just like one layer of the sapphire over top. That I don't like, but I do love these bits here where it's quite metallic. That would have been the flux and the sapphire and the alabaster, because in this bit the sapphire and the alabaster overlap, so this is where I put the flux. I didn't do a perfect coat, like a flux everywhere. I just sort of dabbed it everywhere. So I'm not sure which bits are the fluxy bits and which bits aren't. I am guessing this is just where the sapphire and the alabaster just touched together, and then this bit is where the flux was, because that certainly looks like it has more movement. Yeah, these are the fluxy bits, and this is where just the two touch. So definitely won't be doing the two just on their own, but with flux, with a more consistent application, that'll be good. It feels really nice in the hand, I have to say, that alabaster. That's really quite nice. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. That's nice. Okay, sip of tea, take out the half shelf, and then look at what else we got on that shelf. This isn't mine. I borrowed it from a friend. Thank you, Ran. Yeah, it came in very handy. Meant I could get everything into the kiln at once. Okay. All right, so these two, ooh, they're hot. Hotter than I expected. Because everything else was all right. That's fine. Just hold it with the tea towel. That's what they're there for. These two were the worst victims of the sand incident, and there's no bumps left. There's a few little marks where I put maybe a dot to cover the holes, and it's Like that one's really annoying me, but it's okay. It's not flawed, it's just not as perfect as I would like. I don't think those pinks are coming out as pretty as they are in person, but they are very nice. And then I have this one to match as well. And this one had a lot of flaws. Let me see if I can, you can just see where they were. Here, that's where there was a bunch of sand particles that somehow I didn't spot. And I had to grind them out. And then I just put transparent glaze over top of them. And I think it looks fine. It's a little spotty, but that's fine. That's fine, I don't mind. Certainly better than having lumps in it. It's now functional. And the colors changed ever so slightly, but they're okay. They faded ever so slightly a bit, but not that bad. This was, oh, that's the cookie. I gotta remember what I have cookies under. This was another piece that had a couple flaws of glaze. This is, the light green is Amico's Wasabi. The dark green is Dark Green by Amico. And then the little bits on top are from Celadon Bloom by Mako, I believe. Now, I'm not sure, I think I like the Celadon Bloom, but I'm not sure this is the piece that is the best for it, because where I put the bloom on, it sort of pushed the color out of the texture. And I think it looks better just with the texture bits on it. So I'm not sure I'd use that again. I didn't use it on the back, I just put dark green. I like the foot and a leaf foot for my leaf bowl. But that's way better because it had one piece of sand and I think one pinhole. So that's all been fixed now. That's not a problem. So next time I make the bowl, I'll probably leave off the Celadon, but I'm still happy with that one. Right, what do we have here? Okay. A couple of cute little animals for you. So this is a study buddy that I made for my daughter's friend. They're going through exams this year. And this is a little panda at my daughter's suggestion. And just put on the desk to give you some moral support while you're studying is the idea. It's really sweet. You can see he's quite tiny, so not a lot of detail on him, but just cute. And I painted that with a stroke and coat that was tuxedo for the black and cottontail for the white. So this was then, oh, this is interesting. This little elephant here was just wasabi and dark green over top of each other. I wasn't sure it would work so I didn't want to put it on the bowl. And you can see it is almost a perfect middle green between those two. So that's good to know. The wasabi and dark green becomes sort of jadey green. So I'm pleased. It's always nice to not have to buy every color under the sun if you could mix and match them. All right. Another butterfly. This one had cobalt wash just over the wings, I believe. Maybe something else, but again, these were just to wipe my brushes on. And then a little bit on the back. Back doesn't look as good. On my big, which is a bit of a shame because on a big one you kind of want it to look nice, but it's okay. It's okay. It's just a butterfly that you admire only from one side, right? Very nice. I'm trying to decide what to do with these butterflies. I have some ideas. I was thinking putting them like on a garden stake, so you could put it in a plant pot, or putting a little alligator clip. So not so much for your hair because I think it'd be too heavy, but like, you know, hang it on a branch or something. Do you have any other ideas of what to do with my little butterflies? Put it in the comments if you do, because I'd love to know what you think. This is my last tea light holder. This was a bit of an experiment. So this has Bott's yellow carnelian yellow, I believe it's called, on the back there. alabaster again on the back. And then on the bottom, this was a bit of an experiment. And no, it wasn't meant to look like pond scum. It was one coat of glossy black or mirror black from Mako, and then one coat of Purple Rain, which is a Jungle Gems, I believe is the range. So it's meant for low fire, but Mako says it can take the heat of mid-fire, which this was. And it can take the heat. It's not cracked, or there's no crackle on it, so it fits well. But the color is maybe not there, right? Not really happy with that greeny, goopy color. There's a really nice little fine line of blue near the edge, so maybe worth experimenting with again, but not on the black. Well, it was just to see what it's like. Lesson learned, right? Here I have more. This is what the Purple Rain should look like here. That's just it on its own. That's quite nice. I like that color. And then this was the middle bit with a bit of red and blue stroke and coat, just watered down when I was rinsing out my brush from something else underneath it. So that's Purple Rain on its own, and then over some watered down stroke and coats. Yeah, those are cute. You might be able to tell this piece came out of the center of that. Don't quite fit together. I wonder. Oh, maybe I just need to turn it. No, I think it's not going to quite fit. Right. I'm going to take out the next shelf, and then we'll show you what's down there. Okay, so there's no refires on this shelf. This is all new glazed things, so I'm looking forward to it. It's all a little bit hot because taking the shelf out was a little bit hot on my hand, so I am going to grab my tea towel to pick things up with. So let's take a look, shall we? Ooh! So I did another one of those big plates. This, you can see here, this is a bigger one even. So I have 3 sizes of these templates. This is the small one, you can see. And this is the medium one. Let me hold that up so you can see. And this is the large one. And with this large one, I put a leaf imprint. Oh my God, don't tell me that. There's something caught in the glaze, but I might leave it because it's on the side. Oh, there's another one. But I put a fern imprint in the clay and did it. And then I just did dark green on the base. I don't know. The dark green's a little bit blotchy, and you can see here where there were some imprints in the clay that I didn't see, but the glaze pooled there. I'm not crazy about that. And then you can see over here, there's something caught in it. I didn't have sand anywhere near this kiln load, so this must have been something in the studio where I was glazing. I don't know. And there's another little one over here. What do you think? Oh, and this has then wasabi on the rim there. What do you think? I don't know. Should I sand those down, put another layer of dark green on top to make it a little bit more consistent? Or maybe even wasabi on that and refire it? I might. I'm just not sure it's gonna get better. And like where those are right now, they aren't in the way, so to speak, of using this as a dish. Don't take away from the aesthetic look of it. Probably I should. It's just I hate reglazing. It's just not a waste of time, clearly, but when you've already glazed it once, it feels like a waste. I mean, let me know in the comments what you think. Okay, so you see this pattern, right? All my reds and pinks. Well, I did another, but this time with blues. Yes, I know, a little bit samey, but also different. All right, so I'll hold up the same sized one here. So yes, I even consciously used a frosty glaze on both bits there. So I am pleased with that. Oh, I suppose you want me to go through which colors they were. All right, well, I don't remember these offhand because I was a reglaze. I will, when I show you better photos at the end, I will tell you, okay? Sorry for not telling you before. So for these ones here, let me check the book. Okay, so sorry about not telling you what the pinks were, but I will tell you now. But first I'll tell you about the blues. So here, this one, this stripe is Blue Lagoon by Amico. That would have had at least 3 coats, or 2 very heavy coats, because I find Blue Lagoon can look a little on the thin side otherwise, but that looks really nice. Then this was Arctic Blue, and I should have done an extra coat of that because it came out a little green. You can see some of the bluey bit here, but I'm not going to refire that. I think that looks fine. It's not perfect, but it's fine. Then that's Sapphire by Mako, and there's that stripe, and also that blue stripe is Sapphire by Mako. Then what is it? Oh, that is Blue Yonder Stroking Coat. That's why it has such a solid looking color. It's a stroking coat. Nice. What did I put on there? Oh, sorry, it's Blue Yonder and the blue. So I did 1 coat of each. So it's a little bit, you can see a little bit of the clay through there, which is good because that's what I wanted. I didn't want it to be too thick the way stroking coat can be. Then, like I said, Sapphire. That dark stripe is Blue Midnight by Amico. And then, oh, what was that? Oh, and that's Nimbus by Mako. That's probably the best Nimbus has come out for me. I did 3 coats of it, just to be clear. Yeah, pretty happy with that. So let me compare that to the pink one. Okay, this is the last item in the kiln. It's a very large mug. I did an engobe on it, and then I painted colors on top. I'll check and see what they were. Okay, so on this big mug that's going to come out, so I did black engobe on the raw clay. Then I did micro cerulean and raspberry mist outside. So I haven't looked at it. I've seen the inside a little bit, but I haven't seen the rest. Ooh, don't worry, just a cookie, nothing's broken. Okay, you're going to see it at the same time as I am because I haven't looked at it at all. Ooh, that's not bad. Okay, so here I had a little bit of overflow from where I had the inside. But that's kind of nice, isn't it? Yeah, raspberry mist over micro cerulean. Yeah, I like how that came out. Handle's good, didn't drip. I was a little bit worried about the drip. And then I have a message on the bottom. Might be coffee, could be beer. Isn't that nice? That's really pretty, and it just a little bit of a texture line there, but the engobe stopped it quite nicely from dripping. Good tip. I didn't know about that about engobe, but it's good. Inside, trying to decide. Got a couple little bits. How do I keep getting little bits in this? I might have to. I wonder if I have to strain the glazes or if that's just bad making. There's just a couple little sharp bits, but I think I might be able to glaze those down without having to refire. I sure hope not. That color is beautiful. That's very nice. Ooh, yeah, good handle, really nice. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I'm okay with that. It's not perfectly round, but that never bothers me. It's handmade ceramics. that's okay. You know, I'm not trying to be the next big store. Sits flat. It's lovely. Still warm from the kiln. Oh, yeah, that was good. That was worth waiting for. I'm pleased with that one. So after I'm done talking here, I will put up some photos of everything so you can see it in better light, just to see how it came out. But thank you for joining me. If you liked it, please like the video. If you want to see more of this sort of thing, subscribe. I put up little shorts of my fails along with these longer form videos of kiln openings and making sometimes. So if you like it, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment, leave a suggestion, leave your favorite or worst bit. And I hope to see you next time. Right. Thanks from Ruby Ceramics.
So this was 2 coats of Mako's alabaster on the bottom 2/3, then 2 coats of sapphire on the top half, also from Mako. They crossed in the middle there, where there's also flux in spots on top. This was Mako's black engobe done in raw in stripes along the sides and the bottom. Then micro cerulean 2 coats, followed by raspberry mist 2 coats, and then that was Amaco's Blue Lagoon poured in the middle. That was also engobe. So this was 1 coat of Amaco's wasabi, followed by Amaco's dark green on top. Also just 1 coat. The light bits are wasabi again, the dark bits are dark green, and over top was 1 coat of Celadon Bloom. That was Mako. That's 2 coats of dark green on the bottom again. Right, for this next one, there's so many colors, I just thought I'd put it up there. If it doesn't have how many layers I did 2. All of them are Mako or Amaco brand, other than the Spectrum White. Okay, these 2 were originally done in Mako Frost Blue, then refired with a bit of cobalt wash, and the dark spots are just transparent glaze. Needs work. I have to work on those. Same thing here. I've just put the glazes on screen because there's several of them. These were refired and the little dots were transparent, but everything else is listed. This was 2 coats of dark green on the base, then 2 coats of wasabi on the rim. Both of those are Amaco again. This was Bott's Carnelian Yellow on the back, and Alabaster from Mako on the back of the back, then Mirror Black covered with Purple Rain. Both of those are from Mako as well. More Mako. This is Alabaster again. 2 good coats, maybe 3 good coats, but I don't think 2 versus 3 coats makes a difference. It's quite a thick glaze and it's just fine the way it goes on. So this small piece was Purple Rain, the first one, the bigger one there that I'm holding now. That's Purple Rain, 2 coats, fired to cone 6. And then the other smaller piece is also Purple Rain, but over top of a bit of stroke and coat of red and blue. I think the red was Hot Tamale and the blue was one of the blues from before. I said I didn't know what these butterflies were, but I'm pretty sure this was actually Mako's Nimbus on this butterfly. Yeah, it's a bit thinner there, but on the front it looks really nice with the texture. So this one was cobalt wash and then stroke and coat just put on top of it. Just a thin coating, so that's why you can see the cobalt still. This upcoming one had 3 colors. That is Blue Lagoon on the bottom from Amaco, then Sapphire from Mako in the middle. Then the top, I think, was Arctic Blue, just a little bit. That's why it's so green. Bott's Carnelian Yellow. And that's it, folks. So give it a like and subscribe for more.